darling. Happy Friday to you. And me. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Hopefully, we can all just have a really good time doing something fun. I'm thinking about driving to see my niece and having dinner in Houston. So, how about that? That sounds like a fun thing. Okay, well, we are just continuing to make ephemera for my Bubblegum Christmas. And so I wanted to make a fun little element, another full page spread, kind of, if you will, for one of my journal pages. So I was flipping through Pinterest, as we all do as crafters, and I saw this cute little thing right here. So I made like a little prototype, and I unglued it, but I just wanted to show you. So you basically make this out of a square. And then the way you fold it, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets, plus I'm going to put a side tuck in it. So I am going to show you how to do that this morning, and it's going to be fun. But I just changed it up a little bit because I wanted to put some kind of a window here so that you could see something in the, behind it. And so we're going to add that to it. And then also just adding this little fun, just a journaling card that slides in from the side. So that is what we're making today. So let me show you the papers that I picked. Of course, I'm using my Bubblegum Christmas. So, we're still making ephemera for that. So I'm going to use this piece for my little pocket. And then these are going to be all the embellishments. I went ahead and cut this one down. So that'll be tag number 1 for the first pocket that'll show through the window. This will be tag number 2. No. I lied. This will be tag number 2. And then this will be our tall tag that goes in the back. So that'll be tag number 3. So we'll put those aside, and then this is going to be our little side tuck. So let's get to getting. So I went ahead and cut this down. This one, and you can use any square size you want. It doesn't matter. I prefer to have a bigger pocket on my page so that it fills the whole page. That's just me. So this one is 7 3/4. It's almost 8. It was just a remnant piece that I had. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to use that. So I have my trusty Victorian velvet out. I'm going to be using a little bit of Mr. Art glitter glue, and we'll see how he works. And then let's see, for other things, I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be using a hole punch. I'm going to be decorating with some of my new punches that I did a video. And so I have this. And let me show you the other one I'm going to be using. Oh, I put it over here. This one. So I'm going to be doing something fun with this one. So anywho, that's what we're going to do. Now, I apologize for the light, because it is morning right now as I'm filming, and the sun has not arisen quite yet, but he looks like he's trying to come out. I mean, well, I will tell you, when I took my my granddaughter to school this morning, the sun was huge, and I was like, oh, I want to go see the sunrise. And I didn't. I just came home and, but anywho, he was out earlier this morning, but he is not out now. Okay, let's get to getting. I don't want this to be too long for you. Okay, you have a square. So basically all you're going to do is you're going to, whatever side you want to be on the outside, you flip it over. So it's on the bottom. And then you take the edge and I'm going to line it up here just to make sure that I get, this little point is matching that point. And however big you want your pockets to be, you could do it up here, you could do it, down here, however you want them to be. But I'm going to kind of do mine a little bit medium. Just a little medium. I'm just making sure these 2 points, that looks good. And then I'm going to burnish that real good. just to make sure that it's down. So when you start folding it, I did print this on 65-pound cardstock. So, okay, once you folded it, you're going to turn it over so that the whole full back sheet is facing up. And then you're going to take it and you're going to fold it over. You're not going to go all the way to the end because then you wouldn't get another pocket. So you're going to come down however far this pocket and this match. So, and then you're going to line it up right here on the edge and then just pinch that down and then burnish. So you don't want to go to the end. And you're trying to get like a good crisp, but you're trying to get your pockets to be even, right? Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's all you have to do. And then we're just going to glue it. I'm just going to make sure that this is pushed down. Okay, so it is made. And so now what we want to do is we want to turn it like it's going to be a pocket. We want to get our trusty little scissors out, and we're going to cut the ends straight up. So right here on this one little seam right here on the end, we're just going to cut up. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to do it from this angle. And that is it. So now we have our cute little pocket. And so all we're going to do is we are going to open it up, and then I'm going to ink. So I'm going to ink this little bit right here on the edge so I can get me some pink going. Get me a little pink going. How are you doing today? How's life? You have anything exciting planned for the weekend? No. Like I said, I'm thinking about going up the road and checking on my niece, and yeah, that looks good. And then maybe having dinner in Houston. So, and believe me, there's plenty to go have. There's a restaurant called Kim Sun, and it's just really good. I say Chinese. It might be a Japanese restaurant for all I know. But anyway, they have really good dumplings and just really good food. And it's right downtown by Minute Maid Park. So anyway, okay, so there's that. And so everything is inked. Now, here's the thing that we're going to do that's different. If we wanted to just leave it plain just like this and then we just decorate the front, we would just glue it right here. But I want to put a circle. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to get out my little circle punch, and I'm going to put a circle in here. And I'm going to center it, and I'm using that, I'm using this as a gauge and then checking each side. But I'm basically just going to center it just like that. And I'm going to keep this because we're going to use it in just a little bit. Okay, so, and now we just have a nice little circle. See? And I'm going to ink that up real quick. Real quick. That looks good. Yes. Okay. So now I have my little acetate. And here it is right here in my little jar. So I'm going to just place it over the hole, the circle, and I'm going to just go out a little bit on this end and put a mark. And then I'm going to go out a little bit from this side and put another mark. Okay? And then we're going to cut it. We are going to cut it. Now that's if I can see, because it's so dark all up in here. Ugh. It's like, I usually film in the afternoon, so this is interesting for me to do. Okay, I think I can see it. It's when I get here. Okay, let me see. Yes, there it is. I can see it. Oh, no wonder the sun's not out. I just heard thunder. Well, heavens to Betsy. Looks like we gonna have us a little rain this morning. Okay, I'm gonna keep these because I use those for all kinds of different things. The little vellum, I love using, you know, little windows and vellum. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it like, I think I'm gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna put it where it's flat on this opening. And then I'm going to clip these little ends off. I found that I'm just going to, you know, I don't want it to get in the way. So let me make sure that that's going to fit. They look like they are, but I'm going to cut them just a hair more. Let's, if I can see. Good Lord. Okay, let's see. So if you can see, those are right on the end, and then, yeah, that looks like it's going to be fine. Okay, let me take that off. And that one. They tend to stick to me, so. Okay, so we are going to use art glitter glue, and we are just going to put a little circle of glue outside of this circle, and we're not going to go in too far, and you don't need tons, but I just feel like this, I don't know what's wrong with this bottle. I really believe that it's this this glue, like this shipment of glue. I don't know why, but it is just not doing well. So then you're just going to put this down and then just let it sit before you start. Let's move it over a little bit, yeah. Before you start pressing, let it kind of sit. I'm trying to get it even. There. I'm going to let it sit for a sec, just 2 seconds. And then I am going to get my bone folder, and I'm going to press away from the circle or from the center so that the glue doesn't smush towards the acetate, because then it'll come through and it won't look pretty. I can tell this punch is, I need to punch it with some aluminum foil. Okay, so that is it. And so then you just, that's going to be our cute little circle. So now we can, when we stick something in, you're going to be able to see that, and I think it'll be pretty. Okay, so the other thing we're going to do is we are going to glue it down. And I noticed that I really need to try to get that. I'm going to hold this down here. I'm just trying to get a good burnish up here so that it lays flat whenever I glue it. Okay, so open it up, and you don't want to glue this side because it's the bigger side. You always want to glue the smaller of the two sides so that when I fold it over, there's not glue up there. So we are going to glue this little side right here. And the bottom. And I'm having to squeeze hard on this glue to get it to come out. And then we're just going to fold it over, make sure it's lined up nice and pretty, and then press it down. And that is our cute little pocket. And it has 4 inserts, 4 pockets, and then we're going to put a little tuck here on the side. You know why? Because we can. And guess what? The more you add to your journal, the more writing space you have. So that's what's fun. So you have 1 pocket, 2 pocket, 3 pockets, and then this is 1, 2, 3, and then 4 you can put it. I'm only putting 3 cards in. 1, 2, and then 3. That way it's tuck, and then we'll have 4 on the side. So this one is the one I picked to go in like this so that you could see just a portion of this card. And so that one, I think what I'm going to do, I just went ahead and cut it out. And I'm going to do each one a little bit different. But I think I'm just going to make that like a journaling card. Let's see what's on the back. Yeah. It is just some stripes. Look, can you see the sun? Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It's all right. Okay, so there's that. And I think I'm just going to round the corners. I believe that's what I'm going to do. So let me get out. I'm going to do the large one, the large corner punch. Corner rounder. Let me just rephrase that. The large corner rounder. Okay. So there's that. And then the second one I'm going to use with this. And so I am going to mimic the other one that I made. And I'm like, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to mimic this. So I'm going to go ahead and leave these out just so we can see what sizes and what is going on here. Okay. So I believe that this second card is about, it's 4 by 6.5. So let me give you the measurements for this first card real quick. And honestly, it doesn't matter because this one is different than this one. So this first card is, I'll do it like this. Well, that won't help us if I can't read. It's going to be 3 3/4 by 4.5. So it's 4.5 tall by 3 3/4. And I believe the other one was a little bit bigger than that. So it really depends on what picture you want to put in here and how you want it to show. So it's up to you. You know, if you're making one of these and, you know, whatever paper you have, you could put a flower there. You could, whatever. I mean, I don't know what you're doing. You could even put some paper, you know, solid paper, some background paper, and then put some kind of a flower or an embellishment on this piece. And so when you stick it in, it's right there. And also, like, this is white. I'm okay with that because I have a lot of white in this journal, and so I kind of like that. I might even stick a sentiment or something back there, but for now I'm good with that. So anyway, so there's that one. So this one we need to be 6.5 by 4. So let me just confirm that. Yes, so gonna be 4 wide and 6.5 tall. So let's cut that baby right up. So 4, and keep these because I tell you, they come in handy. And then we're going to do 6.5. I'm going to look and see if there's a crease of some sort. Looks like that's okay. 6.5 is about right there. Yeah. I want them to stair step a little bit, so that's why I'm like, I kind of want it to be 6.5. And you know me, I love me some tall tags. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to use my tag punch on the largest setting. Just so it looks kind of like a tag. But not too, you know, not too angled. And then the bottom, I think I'm just going to do... Is this the one I wanted to do that? Yeah, I think I wanted to do these little angle things. Let me show you. I think this little tag thing is fabulous. So what it does, let's put it in and make sure that it goes in right. Let me look at it this way. Okay. That looks right. Okay. Yeah, make sure it goes all the way through. Sometimes these just don't like the papers. Could you hear the thunder? There is nothing better than a Texas storm. You know, my sister lives up in Washington, and you guys just don't have the storm, you know, the thunder and the, you know, the rolling, roaring thunder and the, just what we do here. And I'll sometimes when it's raining and thundering and lightning, I'll go outside and put my camera out there and then just videotape, and then I'll send it to her because she misses that. You know, it's kind of like cicadas. Like we have cicadas here that just are, make the most. Some people think it's annoying, but if you're from Texas and you're used to it, it's just something. It's a beautiful sound, and sometimes I'll just you know, record like, you know, a minute or so and send it to all my sisters, and they're like, oh, okay. So anyway, these little things right here are so cool because they're tucks, and so I'm gonna cut something to stick in here. And you know what? Wouldn't be bad if I did. Let me see. I had another circle here. I'm not going to do the same thing. I could. Yeah, and I think I will. I think I'm going to put them in like this, but I'm going to glue them. Ooh, I don't want that. I don't want that one. I do want this one. Let me see what else I have. How about yellow? Here are all of my offcuts. So let me see if I can find a yellow one. Dots or something of some sort in here. There is, but I think it has a crease in it. Yeah, that probably wouldn't work. It has a crease. Oh, that one has a crease. Yeah, that whole crease thing. I'm okay with this. Let's improvise. Okay, so let me cut out a little circle out of this. And you know what? This doesn't look bad either. I think I'll just use that. Okay, so we're going to use that. And we'll put that in there like that. And then that one's going to be like that. And then I'm going to glue them. Oh, wait. Yeah, I can. No, I need to put a little bit of ink on this one. Okay. Just a little bit. I apologize for that glare. I can see it in it every time my arms are right here. So I apologize for that. But I'm hoping the sun will come out and everything will be okay. It's gonna be okay. I don't sing well, but guess what? I sure love to sing. Okay, I'm trying to get that up because I want it to fit just perfect when I stick it in. It's gonna be okay. Let me get that part down, and then I can take it out, and then I'll do the rest of it. But how cute is that? I love that little punch. So that's going to be a fun little element to put in there. So let me finish putting some glue on this. Looks like it's stuck pretty good. Okay, well, let me just make sure. I want it to be sturdy. Okay, that is nice and sturdy, so I will, and it's just an added little embellishment, and I can put something fun on it. So then when it's pulled out, it just has some little added stuff on it. That's cute. I like it. I like it. I like it. And I cut another little, it's like an oblong. I don't like the color with this, but, well, actually it doesn't look bad, but anyway, I've cut out a bunch of shapes. So, okay, so there is that. And then I'm going to round the corners on that. Just to give it, I don't like that sharp look with it. So let's round the corners. and kind of go with this whole circle thing. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to add a grommet and put, I don't know what color, but let me pull out my brads and see what I have. But I'm going to punch a hole in here, and I'm going to measure because I want this one to be a little bit precise. Just a little bit precise. So this is the center, so we'll go here. Let's see if I can get that hole right centered. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of, just a little bit of inking around the edges. I might try to ink those too. Okay, yeah, I like it. Okay, let me get some brads out. I'm thinking yellow or something. Let's see what I have. Let's see what I have. I have yellow. I also have this color. It's a little, I don't like it. Okay, you know what I do have is it kind of matches the other one that I put in there. Let's see what that looks like. I do have yellow, but I just feel like maybe I like it. I like it just like that. I do. Okay, let's go with that. Fold that down. Da, 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 da. Now I'm going to be singing, it's gonna be all right. Okay, so we have one card. Now we have two. And then when you pull it out, it'll have like a little special element in there. Looking good so far. Okay, so now we're going to put the third one in, and I'm going to use the Christmas tree. So this pocket, or this tag for the last pocket is big. And I like it like that. So this is 4 3/4 by 7.5. 4 3/4 by 7.5. So 4 3/4 by 7.5. Whoops. We got to cut this top part off. And if it's a little bit bigger than that, because I've got to get that top of the Christmas tree in, then we going for it. We are going to go for it. Because our page is 8.5 tall, so we're okay. So even if it's 8, it's still going to be fine. So I'm going to put those in my remnants. And then this one, I am going to use my tag. I don't want a deep one, but I do want a big one. So let's use this one. So all you need to do with this is get you an old credit card. I don't even know what this is. Congratulations, Jennifer. You're pre-qualified. Oh, at cons. Yeah. I don't even ever buy stuff like that. But anyway, I got this probably a long time ago. And then you just, take it and then just cut different sizes on it. A long one, a short one, or whatever. And then that's what you use. And so when you do that, then you just flip it over and you do it on the other side. Very, very easy. And I use this all the time. I know a lot of people will cut and then pick up that piece and put it back on the other side. And I tend to, that was having a little turn. When you do that, I mean, that's kind of hard to hold this little piece over here. So I personally don't enjoy doing that. And then you can also use these to decorate corners or something somewhere else. So I kind of hang on to those while I'm doing my project just to see if there's something that I could put those little corners on. And so for this one, I am definitely going to cut. See, this is not centered, but I'm okay with that. We're just going to have to cut it. And I have some pink ribbon that I'm going to use. And I think I went and hung it back up on my... I have a really pretty... Okay, let me do center here. Yeah. Let me center this real quick and see. I'm making sure this one and this one are even. And then this is going to be my center. Anyway, I have this really pretty, it's kind of like a room divider. And I guess at one point it had, it's, you know, probably, I don't know, 4 feet wide and about 6.5 tall. But, and I think it used to have like a what am I trying to say? It's not, kind of like a cardboard center or whatever. And, but it was thick. And it came out, and so my sister was like, do you want this? And I'm like, oh yeah. So anyway, I hang my ribbon. All of my ribbon are on little clips, and they're hanging. So I'll have to take a picture of that so you can see it. But anyway, I have that hanging. And I'm going to go a little bit. I think my ribbon's fairly large. Not large, but it's a little bit bigger. So give me a second, and I can see it. It's just across the room. And I'm going to grab that ribbon. And so that we have something pink to put in there. But anyway, it's hanging. I have got to redo my craft room, you guys. I need a Calyx bookshelf from IKEA, and I need to just go and do it. I've been looking on Marketplace for some, and there was a lady pretty close to me, but I don't have a really big vehicle. My daughters do, but I don't. Anyway, this is just a simple ribbon, but I like it, and that's what I'm going to put on there. So I'm just going to cut a little piece at an angle, and then I'm going to cut this at an angle, and then I'm going to put it in there. And I like that, just like that. And I kind of want to get those, they'll fray eventually. So I believe I'm going to use Mr. Tim, my little stapler, to staple that. But I'm going to hold it so that it's taut. And then I'm going to press, oops, I'm going to pull it out. I'm just trying to make sure that I get it. There. And then I have this really pretty, I just found it. It was stuck to something, and so I put it up there, and I looked over just now, and I'm like, I'm going to put that there. But anyway, this is that ribbon I used on the other one. Isn't that pretty? And it probably would have been fine, but I am going to use it other places in the journal. So, okay, so let me get, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to use my Fabri-Tac because I really want it to stick and I don't want it to come up. So I'm just going to put a little bit right there. Ah! Stop it. Stop it. And then I'm going to just drop it down and move it over. Scooch it. And then push down. And that might take just a minute. Saw that? A little piece of glue. Get off. Get off. Okay, so then I am done with that one. So, of course, we need to ink a little bit, and I kind of can still do it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't get upset. I'm just going to ink it a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. And then we'll just go down a little bit, down here on the white, and then over here on the pink. And then it's pink on the back, which I love. You can write on it. And okay, there's that. Okay, so there's that. Let me put this up. I don't need that. I don't need that. I'll put this over here. I don't need that. I'll put that over here. My scissors can go over here. You know, I got to kind of clean up a little bit. Otherwise, I have too much on my desk. Okay, so here we go. We got a big one. And this one goes in this back pocket right here. So we're going to push that in there if we can. Okay, so there's that. And then we have this, the center one. And they all are going to kind of flow just like that. So I'll have the bigger stripes. And then, oh, I'm like, why isn't it even? Oh, okay, there. And then this one goes like that. Cute. And it's going to fit a whole page. So say this is our page. I'm going to put it on this side like this. And so that will stick out perfect. That's what I like. And of course, these are going to come out this way so they won't, you know, that makes it a little difficult. I mean, you can slide them out, so I don't think that's going to be bad. But I'll put this close to the edge. But I really want to have a card that sticks out. So that's what we're going to make next. And so we're going to use this. And so I think I kind of want to have a little bit of yellow and green. The only thing is that when you push it in, so let's just show you, like if it goes to here, when you take all your cards out, let me just pull these out real quick. You're gonna see the back part, but I'm okay with that. So, you know, I'm gonna cut that down just so it's like right here. But you're gonna see this card until you pull it out. Okay. So when we glue it down, it's gonna be glued on just this bottom portion and this side over here, kind of like a tuck. But I'm going to glue this right here down. So you're not going to be able to put it behind. That one's just going to go in like this. So it'll be glued on this, this, and this. Okay? So this card actually slides into that other pocket that's behind. And it's, let me see. Yeah, like that. And then that just gives us the ability to, I said here, but that's not what I meant. I meant here. So anyway, you will be able to, you know, adhere it down. In my mind, I'm thinking that. So hopefully my mind is correct. So here's what we need to look and see. How about, let me line this up. And let's make it 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 4 by 5 because I want it to stick out. I like things that stick out. You know, I like that. So let's do 4 by 5. That's not my piece of paper I was using. This one is. Okay, so 4 by 5. So it's going to be 5. Yeah, that's going to give us quite a bit. And then I'm going to cut this top off. And then this will be 4. And I think my concept is right, but I can't glue the whole thing down. I'm trying to think if I'm even going to be able to do that, because I definitely will glue this down, but I can't glue this. I can glue that little bitty piece right here down. And then glue this little bitty piece down. It's not very sturdy, but that's okay. I'll work it out whenever I put my journal together. Okay, so this card is going to go in, and it's going to go in something like that. So what we're going to do is we are going to make First of all, I want a pocket on here. So I am going to round the edges. So let's do that real quick. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Let me see where we are. Okay, we're already at 40. So I will be quick. Because I noticed that my Friday videos, even though I've been doing hauls on Friday, and the reason is because I don't get a whole lot of views. And so I was like, well, I just won't do a whole lot of videos. But anyway, maybe if I'm, doing something different, you guys will feel like, you want to do a project over the weekend. Okay, so let's look in our little stash here for some paper. And I think I might use, that'll match that. Let me see if I have a small piece. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that. Okay, let's use that, and I see that it has just a little bit of pencil mark on it, so we'll take that off. Okay, and then I'm going to, it's perfect, really. So let me round the edges. It doesn't have to go all the way to the end, and I think I'm going to pop it up, so that it is, I can still see that pink underneath there. Let me see what it looks like this. I could do it like that. And then that way you see the pink and the pink. Let me look again. I'm kind of looking, see what I kind of like it like this because yeah, let me just do it like that. I'm going to put a notch in here. A notch in here. So let's do center. Let's do that, and then I'll center it in between there. Do that. Put a little ink on it. Put a little ink on it. Let me turn this way because the sun's coming through on one side but not the other. Okay, and then I'm just going to use Lineco. And then I'm going to put this on like this. And then stick it on here up a little bit. Push that down. Okay, so let's make some tags to go in here. And I'll put something on here, some kind of a sentiment of some sort on there. So let's do a couple of big 2.5. I'll do 1 2.5 tag. So let's get some more of this out. Let's see what I have. I have this. I have this. And let's see if I have something for a tall skinny tag. I have that. Tall skinny tag. I want you to see what I'm doing here. Maybe that. And those. Yeah. Okay. So we can put some green. Probably won't use that. I kind of like that. So when you pull it out, you kind of see that there's some marshmallows and some drinks. And I believe I'm going to do this one about this high. And so it needs to be that high. Let's see what that is. That is going to be about 3 3/4. So I'll cut it like that. And then we need it to be 2.5. So I may have to cut some of the marshmallows off. Got to cut the marshmallows. And then I'm going to use my tag punch. Well, let me get the other one. So then I need one that's 2 inches. Let's see what this is. That is perfect. That is 2 inches. So let's see what that does. Let me do the 2-inch one and see if that's too tall. Nope, I like it. Let's see if that works good. And then we'll do our 2.5. And we'll put that in. That's a little bit shorter. I like it. And then I keep my dots. Put those up in my jar. And then maybe we could do like a, let me see what I have down here. Yeah, let's do a 1.5. And then I can get one more little tall skinny tag in there at 1.5. Put that in. And then that can go like right there. Now you can't really see any colors, so maybe I'll have to do that. Let me see what's behind here. Oh, there you go. Okay, that looks good. Maybe we'll have this one just white like that. Okay, I'm not going to worry about, you know, that you get the gist of these. And that's going to go like that. We'll see when I put it together how it's going to look. And I'm going to put a little whale like this one, a whale tag on the end. But this is what we have. I'm trying to find the ones that go together. Let me see. Okay, that goes with that. Like that. Okay, here are mine. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to put this one back here like that. And then we're going to put our second one in with our cute little design. I love that. And then this one goes here. And it doesn't have to go all the way over. I kind of want them to be there. And then this will be the tag that kind of sticks in. If all goes well, we shall see. If not, I'll use this somewhere else. But that's it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a quick little project, but this is something, I'm loving all these little elements because, you know, every journal needs so much. And so, but you want to have a lot of, you know, goodies in there so that I really like this one. And I'm definitely going to put this one in the journal too. And I used avocado stained paper, which I really love. And then this one goes like this. So those are our 2 little elements that we are going to put in the journal. And they're different, but they sure do pack a lot of writing space. And that is exactly what I want. So thank you so much for coming today and hanging out with me on this Friday. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And remember, you only know what you know until you know something different. Bye, friends.